You know, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is very famous for his books relating to detective, which is called Sherlock Holmes, and this one's Sherlock Holmes was about some mysteries which have been solved by this very clever detective, and it is the fourth part of this series, which is called The Cup of Beeches. This is talked. This is settled up in kind of a place where Holmes met Miss Hunter, who is going to be kind of a cooker in the Roos Castle's house. But she was kind of curious about the reasons why the owner of that house, Mr. Roos Castles, just require her to cut off her hair, and there are also some requirements kind of really strange in that house. So Miss Hunter just asked Holmes for some advice, and the detective just told Miss Hunter to work for a few months, a few weeks, and then remind him if there is any strange things happen in that house. And actually, there was. And in that story, where Miss Hunter just told that she was asked to sat on a sofa, and then Mr. Roos Castles just told some comedies to her, and she just laughed a lot. However, Mr. Roos Castles usually ended his comedies immediately, which was really surprise for Miss Hunter. Also, she also find some mysteries behind a very strange room in Roos Castle's house, and she was like spoken rudely when Mr. Roos Castles found out that she was going into that room. And actually, and then Holmes just asked her to came back to that house, and they definitely solved that problem. So the reasons why Miss Hunter have to cut up her hair was to make so we'll come back to the kind of the Roos Castles families. So Mr. Roos Castles have a previous wife, and he had a daughter with her. But then he like broke up and have another wife. But the mystery is, Mr. Roos Castles told Miss Hunter that his daughter has gone abroad. But in that house, Miss Hunter still find hair, which was which was similar to her hair, which have been cut off. So it is really, really strange. And actually, his girl, Miss Roos Castles, didn't go anywhere. She just stayed inside that house. But the problem is, when Miss Roos Castle's wife and Mr. Roos Castles broke up, she also left some money for her daughter. But Mr. Roos Castles just get all of them. And although Miss Roos Castles know that her father was taking that money, and Mr. Roos Castles still believe that at least she will never ask for that money. However, when Miss Roos Castle fall in love with Mr. Fowler, Mr. Ruskasso's just afraid that maybe if they get married, so the Miss Ruskasso's husband will ask for that money, and so like he had to find out some woman which has a similar kind of body as her daughter, which who was Miss Hunter, and they will like find, they just act like he's acted like Miss Hunter no longer care Mr. Fowler, and actually this act was nearly success, but Miss Hunter is still clever enough to act as vice from such a very clever detective like Holmes, and he soon just find out all the mysteries. You know, when I read this book, I was kind of surprised because like it is not as difficult to find out as three previous parts. You know, in those things, I have no idea what the mysteries will come on the next page of the book. But in this book, when the writer first mentioned about Mr. Ruskassos, I definitely know that he is a kind of bad man, and definitely he will relate it to these mysteries. However, the book was still very surprising for me, and I think it's not only improve my English skills, it also helps me to kind of have some ways to keep my mind curious about everything. Like Holmes when he heard about those mysteries.